Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. So I'm on Scott Selections here for Friday, October 28th, 9th. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap. What happened yesterday? We had a nice winner with the Grizzlies team total under 114.5 at minus 120 on DraftKings. Line dropped to around 111.5, and it did not matter. Memphis scored 98 points in regulation. Game even went to overtime, and the Grizzlies finished with 104. So we still won by double digits. Really nice and easy. And we'll look for another winner here on Friday. And for the play of the day, sticking with the NBA, looking at a late night matchup between the Nuggets and the Mavericks. Play that is going to be on the under 220.5 at minus 110 on Fox Bet. Time recording of 4:25 a.m. Eastern Time. Cover reasons why I like the under in the spot. First of all, each of these teams have played 4 games up to this point, and they've been pretty low scoring. Dallas has played 4 games. 3 of them have had less than 204 points, and Denver's played 4 games. 3 of them have had less than 209 points. So I do think, based on what we've seen so far, and the fact that these teams typically play relatively slow in terms of pace, this total does seem a bit high. And speaking of the pace, Denver ranks tied for 25th in the league, while Dallas ranks 24th in the league. So I do think that even if both teams are efficient and they shoot the ball pretty well, you will still see less possessions than the average NBA game because of how these teams love to operate in the half court. But Denver, efficiency-wise, has not been good, ranks 25th in offensive efficiency, while Dallas ranks 24th. So both these teams have really struggled shooting the ball, and even with Doncic and with Jokic orchestrating the offenses, they've really not looked that sharp, and now Jokic is also injured with a bit of a knee issue, so we'll see what happens there. He might play, he might not play. If he does play, then he'll be significantly less than 100%. If he doesn't play, he's the heart and soul of the Denver offense, and with Murray being out as well, I do think Denver's offense will look really, really poor with him being out. But meanwhile, looking at Dallas, Doncic is healthy. They did play yesterday, though, in a very tough game against San Antonio. So I do question if the back-to-back will hurt these teams stamina-wise in the second half, which could result in less field goals made, obviously, in the final 24 minutes. But either way, these teams did play 3 times last season, and 2 of those meetings had less than 220 points in regulation. So based on what I've seen so far from each of these teams with the injuries as well, and what I saw last season when these teams actually matched up against each other, 220.5 sounds too high. I think you'll see a bit of money coming in on the under. I think you'll see this total probably close at around 218.5, 219.5. But for a game between 2 teams that love to play in the half court, eat up a ton of clock, and from what we've seen in the NBA, a lot of low-scoring games because the NBA is really taking a direct focus when it comes to officiating on really just avoiding a bunch of free throw contests breaking out. So I do think you've seen more low-scoring games in the league. I think that you'll see this game be a little bit more low-scoring than people think. This game should probably still finish in the either 200s or 210s, but 220.5 too high. Got to take the under. The play there once again here for Friday, October 29th is going to be on the Mavericks and Nuggets under 220.5 at minus 110 on Fox Bet. Bye, everyone.